Hi, I'm Greg Nichols. I'm a board member for Gold Country Senior Services. I'm also a volunteer Meals on Wheels driver for our program. You may know us best as Meals on Wheels agency in the community. We also do senior firewood distribution, and we have behind me is a building which is our future home for our senior center, where we'll be establishing and placing a commercial kitchen as well as a meeting hall for a variety of educational and health and wellness activities. So our activity today is to clean up, paint up, and fix up this building, the initial steps for introduction to the community later this spring. And I have with me today our first guest, Leslie Lovejoy, who's our Executive Director for the Gold Country Senior Services Agency. Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, and tell us about what the agency does and your role and what's happening here at the building today.
Okay, great. I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
Gold Country Senior Services is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. The mission is to focus on providing services and programs that support the health, well-being, and independence of older adults in our community.
I see.
We've been around for 47 years.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Amazing.
It is
All the way
amazing.
back to 1976.
It is, definitely. And we started out with a senior center at the fairgrounds, if some of you may remember, but then it kind of got fragmented, and we've been working out of the senior apartments in Old Tunnel Road for the last 14, 15 years.
Okay.
And the pandemic kind of put a quash on activities. So our goal this year is to open an intergenerational community senior center.
Okay.
And you might wonder what that is. An intergenerational senior center is a senior center that's open to the entire community. It encapsulates some of the programs we already have, but it also encourages and builds a community center where all age groups can come, participate, teach, learn, grow, all those kinds of things in order to enhance the engagement not only of seniors but of other generations into our community.
In fact, speaking of that, I understand that students at the Nevada Union culinary class actually bake and prepare cookies that are distributed to our Meals on Wheels clients.
They do,
Yeah.
and they have done that for a couple of years now. And we hope that once we have our commercial kitchen in place, we'll be able to expand that process and perhaps partner with the high school culinary arts and other kitchen or school, other other programs that teach culinary arts.
What kind of programs will we have eventually here at the Senior Center when we open?
Well, actually, there's a lot of them. Remember, the focus is to build engagement
Yes.
and promote longevity.
Okay.
Okay? So we'll do our usuals, but what I want to do is an adult lunch and learn program, partnering with some of the healthcare delivery system people in our providers in our community, so people would come and learn about their health. I want to do a workforce skill building program, because what's really interesting is that we now on this planet have 4 generations. And we're an older population. That doesn't mean that retirement is a fixed state.
In fact, you know, some of our Meals on Wheels clients remember doing line dancing at the old senior center, at the fairgrounds, and even at the Love Building
Right.
at Condon Park.
Right.
So you anticipate having entertainment or dancing in this facility?
Absolutely, yes. Classes, physical activity, stress management, balance programs, learning the ins and outs of your insurance.
Outstanding.
All kinds of things.
I had no idea that Gold Country Senior Services had the capacity to offer those kind of services. And here I am a board member, so I'm being educated today.
Right. Yeah, we have the capacity. In fact, people are waiting. I've already been approached. People want to come. They want to do programs. So we need to get this open.
What is it that they're doing in the building behind us?
So right now we're prepping the dining room for painting.
Okay.
And so we're pulling floorboards, we're sanding, we're puttying holes, we're cleaning up the bathrooms and the janitor's closet. We're priming today, and this whole next week we'll be doing periods of painting,
Okay.
and we'll get the dining room actually fully painted. We can't do anything else because we need to store equipment in the dining room, so you can't do flooring until the end and all those other things. But we will slowly, when we get our permits, turn that into a really dynamic.
Will there be an
dining
open
area.
house to the community coming up?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, May is older adult month.
Uh-huh.
And so what I'm going to do is open up this building to tours, so the community can come in and see the space as it's taking shape.
I understand there's a Chamber of Commerce mixer scheduled here for April as well.
There is.
Okay.
There is.
Well, Leslie, thank you for your time today. Would you be kind enough to come back at the end of our program and update us on the progress today and any other activities you'd like to share with our audience?
Sure. I'd be
Okay.
happy to.
I'd like to ask our viewers and remind you that we rely upon donations to fund our senior center. And one of the ways that you can help us tremendously is to volunteer as a kitchen packer, a driver, a firewood chucker. And so you can actually go and email us at volunteer@goldcountryservices.org. And we would be happy to use your volunteer services. And in terms of a financial donation, if you could simply go to www.goldcountryservices.org/donate, there is a button on our website there where you can donate using a credit card. And of course, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and your contributions are all tax deductible. So thank you so much. And Leslie, we'll see you later today.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And my next guest, Dave King, who is a board member at Gold Country Senior Services. And welcome, Dave.
Good morning, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with Gold Country Senior Services?
I've been with the Senior Firewood Program for close to 5 years as a volunteer. In the last 3 years, I've also been a board member, so I kind of, the Firewood Program is about, one half of the group, the Meals on Wheels Nutrition Senior Center on the other half of the group. We're kind of mixing both of them together.
Good. And what's happening today?
Today's a big day. We've bought the old Summertime Bakery. It was in pretty dire need of help. Today we've got volunteers that are basically gutting it out, cleaning, sanding, scrubbing, painting to get it ready for our move-in.
And when is our move-in going to be? Is it going to be phased in with a kitchen and then later a meeting space, or how does that
correct.
work?
It's really going to be a hub of the community here. We're starting with the very first, which is preparation of meals. We're known for Meals on Wheels. We distributed close to 130,000 meals to close to 500 people this year. That'll be the first phase of the move-in. Second will be the the dining room where we serve seniors and community members. And third will be the activities area where we have activities, technology, training, and get-togethers for both seniors and community.
I see. Okay. And are they both going to happen at the same time, or
No,
what's the timeline thinking?
It'll be
it's gonna
phased. The first will be the meal preparation area. The second will be the actual dining room itself. The third will be the activities, technology, training and teaching, and community events. Down the road, we plan to have actually a cafe community open to the public where people can come and mix with seniors and have a nice cup of coffee or a pastry.
That sounds fantastic. One little factoid I might throw out is that We have in Nevada County about 37% of our population are age 60 and over, and that places up, I think, Nevada County in the top 4 in terms of seniors per capita in the whole state of California. But interestingly enough, we are the only county in the state of California, at least in western Nevada County, that does not have a senior center. And it's been about 16 years since we had a senior center at the Ponderosa Hall at the Nevada County Fairgrounds. So I'm sure there are a lot of seniors who are anxious for our opening. In fact, we're going to have a couple of Meals on Wheels clients that are going to give us interviews later today that recall doing line dancing at the old senior center. So, you know, we skipped over a real valuable program. If you could touch on it for just a moment.
Sure.
And tell us about the Senior Firewood Program.
Sure. The Senior Firewood Program is a program that's been around for nearly 30 years. It's volunteers. We go out and gather wood, firewood. We don't drop trees. We do buck a lot of trees, load them, bring them into our wood yard. Then volunteers split them. We stack them, dry them for about a year. And then in the fall, we have community delivery days, 3 days, where hundreds of people come in from around the community with their trucks and trailers, and we deliver the firewood to deserving seniors. So we serve nearly 300 seniors throughout the keeping them warm. And with the weather patterns as they are this last 2 years, we've had quite a busy time. We've got a long waiting list. We've got a bunch of hardworking volunteers that keep our seniors warm in the community.
Outstanding. And do you need additional volunteers for the Senior Firewood Program?
Always and always. It's a great way to get out and get some exercise, meet some nice guys, learn some skills if you want to learn that, and it really help the seniors out. And we've got, you know, opportunities in both, you know, the basic woodwork if you don't want to go out in the country. We've got people that just split at the yard. We've got nice chairs, nice snacks, and then also we have opportunities both for truck drivers and trailer drivers and delivery people too.
Outstanding. I might tell our audience that the way that they can volunteer is they can either make a phone call or they can send an email. And the phone call would be to our agency at area code 530-615-4541. And then if you can email volunteer@goldcountryservices.org. And there's the opportunity there online to fill out some information and reach out. In addition to the Senior Firewood Program, we're looking for kitchen packers and volunteer Meals on Wheels drivers. One of the things that drives our program is your financial donation. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and your donations are tax deductible. And the way you can help us when you hear this video is to go to www.goldcountryservices.org/donate, and you are able there to make a financial donation, and it is tax deductible. So Dave, thank you for coming out today. Thanks for your volunteer work, your leadership on the board of directors, and most of all, as a head woodchucker for the Senior Firewood Program.
Thank you
so
very
much.
All right. All right.
Hi, and welcome back. Our next guest is Nicole Grimes, who's the Finance Director for Gold Country Senior Services. Welcome, Nicole.
Thanks, Greg. It's great to be here.
Yeah, good. Good to see you. Can you tell us a little bit about your role in the agency, a little bit about the staff, and a little bit about what's happening here today?
Fantastic. So I've been a part of Gold Country Senior Services for, oh my goodness, almost 8 years now, in a variety of roles. Really had the chance to jump in where was needed in different spaces. So yeah, I've had a great opportunity to work in a lot of different arenas in the agency, from an assistant with the executive director, in finance and program development, and really helped the agency grow quite a bit.
Okay, good. Tell us about the full-time staff we have, and as well as the volunteers that help run all of our programs.
Absolutely. So currently right now, with myself and our executive director included, we have 14 staff members. We have over 150 volunteers. We would not be able to operate on this level that we do.
150 volunteers.
Yes.
And are those kitchen packers, Meals on Wheels drivers, and
Yes.
firewood checkers?
So we have volunteers in all different of the programs. We have volunteers in the firewood program that help deliver firewood, that help cut firewood, split, go out to receive the firewood from the community and bring it to the yard. We have nutrition volunteers who help with packing the meals,
Okay.
who occasionally help cook in the kitchen.
Okay.
We also have our wonderful Meals on Wheels drivers who are out delivering and really doing a wonderful job connecting with our clients.
Tell us about what's happening in the building behind us today and what it's going to become and what the opportunities are here for volunteers in the community in the future.
Yeah, so we are doing a little bit of a community work day with
Okay.
a couple wonderful service clubs and private individuals that are coming out to help get our dining room ready. And there's going to be so many opportunities to volunteer in the new space. With this new space, we have a lot more capacity to create new volunteer roles based on the community's needs.
Okay.
We're going to have volunteer opportunities for greeters, for people helping answer the phone, welcoming
Wonderful.
people walk into the dining room. We're going to have classes and activities, and those need leaders. Clubs, they need somebody that's responsible for scheduling and for making sure that there's activity space.
Sure.
So there's really going to be a lot of opportunities. I'm hoping that when we have programs going on here, that we have a lot of community involvement really shaping how we program.
Okay, well, that sounds wonderful. And are we going to have an open house for the community here, or what's
Of
happening?
course.
Okay,
Can't open a new building without a little bit of a celebration, right?
absolutely.
This has been many years in the making, from not only from the purchase of the building back in November of 2020 to planning, working with the architectures, working with so many wonderful, talented people, and we haven't even gotten to programming and talking to the community about what they want to see in here.
Okay.
But yes, I'm hoping that we're going to have a really wonderful celebration, an open house to be able to officially open the senior center. And on the way there, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for the community to come see the space as we are building,
Okay.
starting with the chamber mixer.
Okay, and so this building will have a commercial kitchen. I understand it'll also have a coffee shop, and
Yes.
we'll have a meeting hall for educational programs, wellness, perhaps dancing.
Yeah, so the dining room, as the name of the space, ends up working in a lot of different arenas. It will end up being a dining room during lunchtime,
Okay.
activity room for before and after, where you can have clubs do cards, you can have education lunch and learns, you can have high cap come in, do Medicare counseling, you can have all these different programs.
Case management type program.
Case management as well. We work with the county to help with CalFresh enrollment. We
Wonderful.
work with all different agencies and do emergency awareness education during fire season and snow and power outages, trying to be a resource for the community, especially our older adults.
That's wonderful. Well, is there anything else you want to add to a little chat here today, or?
Yeah, well, we are so excited to have a senior center to specifically target our older adults. However, this is a space that is inclusive for everybody. We want to make sure that there is a lot of intergenerational communication that's happening. There is so much to learn from our elders. There's so much to learn from their life experiences that younger generations just haven't quite experienced. I know that I love the interactions and I gain so much from the interactions that I have with the community. And so we really want to focus on that to make sure that we have that space held for everybody. The coffee shop is a great example that I can bring my girlfriends for a Saturday morning coffee.
Wonderful.
We can come sit, we can support the senior center, we can support the older adults, and it's a great way to interact and get comfortable.
Nicole, I know that you said we have some 150 volunteers, but I know we're always looking for more volunteers.
Always.
For kitchen packers, Meals on Wheels drivers, and part of our senior firewood program.
Yeah, we can continue to have volunteers in all arenas, and even if there is a volunteer position that we may not be recruiting for, we'd love to hear what people want to volunteer with.
One of the ways that my listening audience can volunteer is to email us at volunteer@goldcountryservices.org. And the other thing you can do is phone our agency office at 530-615-4541. And the other piece, and this is the hook, we are driven by donations, both private as well as grants. And the way you can help us financially is to go to our link, which is www.goldcountryservices.org/ donate. And you can donate online there and help us make the Senior Center a reality a little bit more quickly for our community. Nicole, thank you so much for visiting with us today.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, our next guest is going to be one of our Meals on Wheels clients, Mr. Bill Hackler. Thank you.
Seniors in rural communities still depend on firewood. And because of this program that has been ongoing for 40 years, community comes together to help support those seniors by providing them firewood to stay warm in the winter.
I do it to keep seniors warm and to keep strong.
If anyone's thinking about coming to volunteer, they should, absolutely. If we can help out one person in this community, that's the goal.
It's good for the people that receive the volunteer work, and it's good for the volunteers.
Hi, we're back. It's Greg again. We're here at our new senior center right here on Colfax Avenue in downtown Grass Valley. And my next guest is actually one of our Meals on Wheels clients, and his name is Bill Hackler. So welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
Good to see you today.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am an old retired helicopter pilot, and I've lived here in Grass Valley for over 30 years. I'm originally from the People's Republic of Berkeley, and kindergarten through college, and moved up here in '86.
Okay. And I understand you have a background in the Air Force as a helicopter pilot.
Well, in the Air Force, I was a weatherman. All my flying has been done commercially.
Okay.
I built ski lifts and power lines. I flew helicopters and did commercial construction work.
Okay, and I also heard that you're a former Rotarian, right?
That's
here.
true.
Yeah.
I belong to the 49er Breakfast Club, a great group of people. I still have alleged friends among those members to the day, today.
Well, listen, I also understand your wife Carol is a Meals on Wheels client as well. Is that right?
Not only Carol, my dog Rusty.
Your dog Rusty.
My dog Rusty is a client as well.
And that's part of the pet food program.
That's part of the pet food program.
Tell us what you think of the Meals on Wheels program and the pet food program.
Well, I can summarize it in one quick story. A while back, I got one of the meals was a shepherd's pie. It was so good that I cleaned out the tray, framed it, and it now hangs on the wall in my living room.
Wow.
That's how much I appreciated that shepherd's pie, which you bums haven't made since.
Wow. Well, you know, in the you get the bulletin every month. We put a bulletin out, and we actually show you the menu that's coming up for the month of April or whatever month it happens to be. All of that is currently prepared in a little tiny kitchen up on Old Tunnel Road in the senior apartments. And this building behind us is the new room of our commercial kitchen for Meals on Wheels. It'll be for client dining for those who want to come in.
Really?
It'll be for distribution to Meals on Wheels clients who get their meals delivered at their homes. So that's half of this building, which we hope to have open midsummer. It'll be the commercial kitchen. And then by the end of the year, early next year, the meeting hall side, which is the right-hand side of this building, will be the meeting center for education, health and wellness, case management, maybe tax help, maybe for dancing, maybe for some technology help, and we'll have intergenerational kids from NU and other high schools helping work with seniors in this facility. So that's our vision, and our goal is to expand on the nutrition program and offer a variety of services to seniors in the community.
Meals on Wheels is one of the best programs I have ever run across. It's not just the food, it's the attitude of the people. They're great, they're terrific.
Do you like your drivers?
I like my drivers, but not as much as my dog does.
What's Rusty think about your drivers?
Oh, he comes out and he climbs in their car.
No kidding.
Oh, they have to throw him out all the
No
time.
kidding.
He loves them. And he comes out, jumps on their leg, and says hello. And they spend more time saying hello to him than they do me. Here's your groceries. Hello, Rusty. How are you doing? How's the wife and kids?
That Rusty doesn't bite the drivers now.
Rusty doesn't bite anything.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a pound dog. He
A
weighs,
rescue dog.
a rescue dog. He weighs 27 pounds.
Good.
I think his mother was a wire-haired terrier, and his father was a pot-bellied pig.
Okay, that's quite a combination.
He eats anything.
Yeah.
But I think he's associated the drivers with food.
Well, dogs will do that.
They do that.
Well, Bill, I want to thank you for coming out and speaking so nicely about the Meals on Wheels distribution program, and
Meals on
perhaps
Wheels,
when we get
it
this
just
building
saves
fully
me so
open,
much. It's just amazing.
you could actually come in and partake of some of the additional services. So
Could Rusty too?
I think probably it's going to be a dog-friendly building.
That's great. That's great.
I would tell our viewers here before we move on to our next guest that one of the ways that you can help us financially is to go to www.goldcountryservices.org/donate and make a tax-free donation to help us get this senior center open. Bill, thank you so much for coming out today.
It's my pleasure.
My next guest is Bill Cooney. Welcome, Bill. Thanks for coming out today. You look really sharp in your outfit.
Well, thank you very much.
We're sitting here in front of the new home of the Gold Country Senior Services, where we'll have a commercial kitchen. We're going to make our meals right here, and we're going to distribute our Meals on Wheels from this building.
Okay.
And then the second phase will be to open a meeting hall where we'll have educational programs, we'll have wellness, fitness. You'll be able to chase ladies and do some dancing in here.
Boy.
Maybe play some cards.
Okay.
But first, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I just turned 80. Lived in the neighborhood for about 5 years.
Okay.
And I'm so blessed from the standpoint that I've got a daughter and grandchildren that really kind of keep an eye on me.
Are they local, Bill?
Yeah, they're within, like 15, 20 miles.
Okay, that's close.
So it's great. It's really great.
I understand you were a National Guard veteran at one point in time.
I was in the National Guard. I was in the California National Guard for about 6 years.
Okay.
And that was an experience.
I'll bet. Well, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up in one riot in Watts, California, and lived through that. And it was you met some I met some wonderful people.
Good.
I mean, I can remember one situation where you worked nights and tried to sleep during the day, and we got back one morning to a store, like a Lucky Market, and walked in there, and the manager said, "What is there anything I can do for you?" And I said, Do you have any kind of a lubricant, WD-40 or anything?" Because all the weapons we had been stored in like a dry vault.
Sure.
And
sure.
So they were good for maybe one shot, and you didn't have a lubricant. That's all you were going to get off.
Good.
And he found us some WD-40. I'll tell you, we lubed everything.
Well, let me bring you up to current. Now, I understand you're a Meals on Wheels client,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I
And
am.
you've only been on the program for maybe 6 months,
Right.
if that. And you live very close to here, is that true?
Yes, I do.
Now, once the senior center is open and we have activities like bingo, cards games, educational programs, would you be interested in coming to the senior center for activities
Sure.
as well as the Meals on Wheels?
Definitely.
There's a shuttle bus that's going by, and there's actually a bus stop right here on Colfax Avenue. So I don't know if you're still driving, but we could probably hit your house with a rock from here.
Well, I still drive too, so Yeah, as long as I can keep that up, I'll.
Let me ask you this. What's
Sure.
the best thing about the Meals on Wheels program in your mind?
I think a lot of it, but one of the best things is the people you come in contact with.
Okay.
The people are just positive thinking, positive acting people, and that's the main thing I get from it. You know, we've all been around people that are negative, but
Yes.
Meals on Wheels, and it doesn't matter if male, female, doesn't matter if it's raining cats and dogs out there. They're taking care of you.
That's wonderful to hear. Well, Bill, I appreciate your time today. Thank you, sir. Your kind words about Meals on Wheels.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having you in the program for many years to come.
I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're back, and we have with us our next guest is Doris Warnes. Welcome, Doris.
Thank you.
I understand you're a Meals on Wheels client and have been for some time. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the Meals on Wheels experience?
Well, absolutely, the food is very good.
Glad to hear it.
Some of it I'm not able to eat because I'm not allowed to have it,
Okay.
but I mix it with other things and still get to use most of it.
Okay.
But they do a very good job.
Outstanding. And I understand you've been on a client of Meals on Wheels since the 90s or so, for quite a few years?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
I'm 97, but I've been able to do for myself since only in the last 7 or 8 years have I.
Okay, all right. Now I understand also that you used to use the senior center when it was at the fairgrounds.
Oh, I lived there.
What did you do at the old senior center?
Oh, they had everything.
Okay, like what kind of activities, Doris?
Can you wait just a second and let me
Sure,
get my
sure.
list? Time me to list.
While you're digging that out of your purse, I understand from your bio that you're a past volunteer for American Red Cross, the U.S. Forest Service, and you
Well, I
volunteered
worked
for the local.
U.S. Forest Service.
Well,
I wasn't
wonderful.
volunteer.
And you were also a volunteer for the food bank.
Yes.
So good, good. So what did you just pull out of your purse, Doris?
Okay. We had cards.
We had cards. This is at the old senior center.
Hand and foot. Dominoes, cribbage board, chessboard, bingo games, exercise classes, video chair exercises for those
Wonderful.
who could not stand up to do. They sat in a chair that was on a video.
Right.
We had a 2,000 piece jigsaw puzzle that it would sit there for 3 months or so, and everybody just put a piece in when they wanted to,
Okay.
or when they came in or whatever, and then they
A
put it
jigsaw
all
puzzle. Yeah.
When they got it all together, they shellacked it and framed it and hung it on the wall,
Okay.
and everybody would look and say, "I put that piece in." It
So
was
Doris, let me ask you this. I don't know if we have time to go through all of those activities, but if we had those activities or similar in the new senior center, would you come and participate in this building as well?
Oh, you bet you're living life.
Okay. And of all those activities, what was your favorite activity at the old senior center? Did you do any line dancing?
The exercise classes
Exercise.
had
Okay,
a
good.
dancing
Good. Good.
feature. You know, part of it was dance steps and things.
Right, right. And you've got quite a long list. I'll show you have music
Oh, they're
listed on
not-
there.
Well, we had one day a week that was like a sing-along,
Okay.
and we had
Knitting you have on that list too.
yes a knitting class or crochet.
Okay.
She taught both
Okay.
one day a week. For a little while, we had a ukulele class.
No kidding.
I don't know whether they're still doing that or not, but they were.
Well, we're going to have, this building will also have student interns. So we're going to have high school students from Nevada Union, probably from Godoti. And it's helpful in terms of brain fitness, and it's good for different generations to interact. So they will be here, and part of the activities as volunteers to assist seniors with technology issues. Perhaps seniors can teach them how to play cribbage. You know, not a lot of kids know how to do things like that.
I know they don't.
So we're looking forward to having you as a Meals on Wheels client for many years to come. And we want to look forward to having you here at our new senior center.
Okay.
Doris, it gives me great pleasure to meet you and to welcome you to the future home of our new senior center.
I can't wait for it to get open.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Hi, welcome back. Our next guest is Angela Nowlin. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here today, Greg.
Angela is our past president for Gold Country Kiwanis Club, and she's also a past lieutenant governor for the entire region for Kiwanis in Northern California. So welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Kiwanis Club, and why we need a senior center in our community.
Well, I will start with why we need a senior community center in our community.
Okay.
We need it. We have one of the largest senior community populations here, and we need it. People need a place to go, to socialize, to feel a part of their community, and to enjoy activities and a healthy meal.
You know, in Nevada County, we actually have 37% of our population is age 60 and older, and by 2030, 50% of our population will be senior citizens, so there's a growing need for it. And the sin is, the crime is, we are the only county in California that, with a population like we have, which is the senior population is in the top 4 per capita in the state of California, the only county that does not have a senior center. So you're spot on with your comments, Angela.
Well, thank you. And being a senior myself, I look forward to coming here and participating. We do a lot in our community for children, which is what Kiwanis does.
Right.
Kiwanis, we serve the children of the world, and the Gold Country Kiwanis serves the children in our community. We have been here for going on 33 years as an organization, and we're very active in many events and fundraisers in our community, and we do sponsorships for college scholarships, so on and so forth. So I really believe that we also need to pay attention to and support our senior community.
Sure. Well, tell us about Kiwanis Club for a minute. What are the signature events that Kiwanis puts on in the community?
Well, we have our back to school shopping day every August before school starts, and we provide a gift card for every child that ensures that they can shop for their school clothes, shoes, and their needs for $125.
And how do the children get selected?
They get selected by the school district.
Okay.
So we're connected with the schools. We're connected actually with all nonprofits and community programs for children. The schools, the you know, we're very connected, and we work together to provide services for kids.
Now, do we let the kids run through the store themselves and just buy whatever they want to buy?
No, actually, they have an adult who is a volunteer. It's not their parents.
Okay.
It's a volunteer because we find that they are more inclined to pick out really what they like and need rather than the parents.
They need a little bit of guidance.
Oh, absolutely.
School-appropriate clothes.
Yes. We actually have a list of their needs that their parents do fill out, their sizes and so on. We usually have at least 80 children that participate in this, so that tells you the great need. So we have fundraisers, for example, later this month in April, April 27th, we will be having the Tai Chi Qigong World Day at Pioneer Park, led by Homer Nottingham.
Okay.
And that is a fundraiser specifically to raise funds for our back-to-school shopping.
Now, what other kind of events does Kiwanis have in the community?
Well, every August we are out at the Nevada County Fair on Treat Street.
Okay.
And we are serving up fried chicken, fried shrimp, French fries, jalapeno poppers, and sodas, drinks.
Okay.
So that's another big...
What about, I hear, a Renaissance festival of some kind?
Oh my goodness, the Children's Festival, that is in July.
Okay.
And it is incredible. That's also held at Pioneer Park, and it is with the Children's Festival and Kiwanis. We have band together, and it's a tremendous event. And I believe last year we had over 3,000 children and families attend.
And I understand that Kiwanis also does a children's health and safety fair out at the Rood Center.
Yes, that's correct. That's coming up in early May.
Okay.
And that is really a big event. It started out as a children's, and it has now blossomed into really a family affair. So we
Okay.
have all the families coming with their children. We have every kind of safety organization, a lot of fun, music, free lunch, dancing, kids attractions. It's a great day.
I also understand that Gold Country Senior Services will have a booth there.
Good.
And they'll be distributing educational material because, you know, whether you're young, middle-aged, or older, there's need for senior services. So it'll be an intergenerational type activity, and Gold Country Senior Services will be represented there as well this year. Well, Angela, I want to thank you for coming out today.
My pleasure.
And sharing some of the wonderful things that Kiwanis does in our community. And also, I want to thank the rest of your Kiwanis crew for showing up today. I know they're inside. I can hear they're doing some sanding, they're doing some spackling, and maybe a little bit of priming inside the building.
There's a lot of action in there, and a lot is being accomplished, and we're honored to be a part of this day.
Wonderful, and we thank you for coming out today,
Thank you.
Angela. Okay.
Thanks.
And we're back. And my next guest is Mr. John Cadis. Well, welcome, John.
Thanks for having me, Greg.
Yeah, you're
Pleasure
welcome.
to be here. It's a great day for this senior center.
John is a man about town. He has had a number of businesses, and he currently serves, I understand, as the president of the Grass Valley Chamber of Commerce.
I'm the past chair.
He's the past chair.
Yep.
But that is an enviable position to be in.
Oh, it's been a great time. I love the Nevada County and love Grass Valley in particular, and being part of the chamber has been wonderful.
And in addition to that, you serve the Gold Country Senior Services as a consultant in the area of community affairs and publicity and fundraising.
Exactly.
So we are, of course, in front of the future home for the Senior Center.
Yes, we are.
And our Meals on Wheels commercial kitchen, distribution facility, and a meeting hall. And tell us a little bit about what you do with the agency, and maybe anything you'd like to share about what's happening today.
Well, first of all, let's start. I can't resist talking about today. And you look out in the parking lot and you see the number of cars that are here, and the number of people who've streamed in all morning to help kick this workday off. It's been just unbelievable.
We have, in addition to service clubs here, we have community volunteers who kind of showed up unannounced. They got the word around town and are anxious to see the center open, and they just showed up on their own to help out, so which is fantastic.
Absolutely. And Boy Scouts, I think that is so important, because the whole intergenerational aspect of this, that this center will represent as we move into the future, it's just awesome.
Yes, and that's a big feature. I was talking to Doris, one of our Meals on Wheels clients, about how the Senior Center will have intergenerational. We'll have students from Nevada Union, Godoti, and perhaps Bear Valley or Bear River working with seniors in the center for things like, well, perhaps personal computer training.
Oh, absolutely.
Things like maybe how to play cribbage, how to do craft projects. And it's so important to seniors to have the stimulation of young people. And it helps to kind of spice up their menu and help them with cognitive abilities and to keep dementia at bay. And
Well, let's talk about the other direction, the stories that the elderly folks can share with the young kids.
That's absolutely true.
About life and their life experiences.
We actually had 2 of our Meals on Wheels clients who are veterans, and they've got a long list of stories that they can share with the youth in our community.
Awesome. Yeah.
So what is it that you actually do with Gold Country Senior Services?
Well, I got originally hooked up because of my involvement with the Chamber, and I think in addition to my longevity in this community and the number of people I've known over the years, helped spread the word, as you and I have done with service clubs, and about the advent of this building and how important it is. Also, with my involvement with the business community, our outreach, which we're in the process of doing right now, to reach out to our businesses to become partners in supporting.
Well, speaking of that, one of the fundraisers that we have coordinated is participation of some local restaurants to help us raise funds for the senior center. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Well, one of my favorite people in this community, in addition to you, of course, Greg, is Susie Cooney, who she and her husband Frank and their daughter own Toffanelli's Gold Country Bistro.
Absolutely.
And you and I met with Susie and Frank, probably 2 months ago.
Yes, we did.
And Susie's agreed to, on June 7th, to offer up 20% of the proceeds from that day's sales.
Wow.
Back to to our effort here at the Senior Center.
That is just fantastic.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Yeah. And Susie's on the radio every Tuesday on the town. And she's going to encourage folks through her contact with KNCO to enjoy a meal on the 7th of June.
That makes perfect sense, and it'll be a much needed fundraiser for the Senior Center.
You bet.
So are there other restaurants that are going to participate as well?
Right, I'll be talking to Melissa Aragon, who owns Bistro 221. She's been a restaurateur in Nevada City for many, many years. She was with Jerry Serino when Serino's in Nevada City was up and functioning, and then when Jerry closed that restaurant, she opened Bistro 221 at 221 Broad Street, and she has agreed to join us as well in that same effort as Susie and Frank.
Well, we have what sounds like Nevada City covered and Grass Valley covered, and
we need a Penn Valley restaurant.
That's a good idea.
How about that, huh? Yeah. Then we got all our bases covered, similar to the way we did that fundraiser back in September.
We didn't mention it, but for local businesses that step up, like Toffanelli's and Bistro 221, there's recognition for their contribution in the form of a permanent spot on the sponsor wall inside the Senior Center.
Absolutely.
And for businesses that want to step up and be a major sponsor, we have a whole program that has a litany of benefits for the businesses and how they can grow their business and reach out to our senior citizens. There are businesses in our business community like attorneys, chiropractors, healthcare. There's just, the list goes on and on. Dentists, orthodontia, just all kinds of businesses, blinds, paint stores, you name it. Virtually every business has a need for additional clients. And the clients that'll be utilizing the Senior Center are not all elderly people. The Senior Center is going to be open to the entire Nevada County. And so there will be people here who are still working, maybe 55 years old. They will have income. They will have earnings from their businesses. They will be Social Security recipients. And just to get to the bottom line, they are potential clients for virtually any business in Nevada County.
Yes.
So there's a big incentive for businesses to step up and reach out to us, and we'd be happy to share with them how they can be a sponsor. And one of the ways they can do that is to call our Senior Center, which is area code 530-615-5555. 4541, and that is the main switchboard at our Gold Country Senior Services Agency. And John or I or one of our board members would be happy to set up a meeting and share the benefits to local businesses. In addition, for the individuals in our community who want to help us financially, they can go to www.goldcountryservices.org you got a backslash,
don't forget the backslash,
donate, and they can actually donate online and help us bring the senior center to reality. And the timing, as I understand, John, is we're going to move the commercial kitchen in this building by summer and distribute our Meals on Wheels out of it, and then also eventually, maybe by year end or very early 2024, open the meeting hall side and the dining hall side.
For Congregate Meals right here on
Congregate Meals.
Colfax Avenue.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's see. You want to share anything else about yourself or the community? I was just going to
say nothing about me, just that if anyone, any business, any organization would like a presentation from either you or I about what's going on here.
Sure.
And give you the background and the statistics, because the statistics are impressive. The number of Meals on Wheels that are delivered has grown exponentially, and to have a new kitchen like this will do nothing but make it way better.
You know, to that point, I understand before pre-COVID, Meals on Wheels, we had 38,000 meals delivered in the community, and last year, 2022, some 123,000 meals, and that's a combination of fresh prepared meals, frozen meals, that's shelf-stable meals, senior grocery bag, emergency meals for things like power safety shutdown, snowmageddon, and all of those kind of things. So it's just unbelievable how many meals are distributed. We have 500 clients in the community. I know what I was going to say. We are going to get this building ready for a Chamber of Commerce. What is that
April
function?
20th. April 20th at 5:30 to 7 right here. The Chamber of Commerce will be here, and members of the Chamber will be able to see what we're all about, and I think that's really important.
Well, we look forward to it. John, thanks for sitting in this afternoon.
Yeah, Greg.
Take care, and we appreciate all the things you do for the agency.
We love doing it. Thank you.
Okay, let's take a quick look at a video, and we'll be back in a moment.
Retired news journalist Tom Brokaw once referred to the senior population of our country as the greatest generation, describing those who were born in the Great Depression, came to age during World War II, and then after World War II raised families during the Cold War era. Additionally, our senior population now includes the baby boomers, those of us who were born during that Cold War era from 1946 to 1964. And who came to age in the turbulent 1960s and 1970s. I should know, because my mom is going to be 90 years old in December, lives down in the Central Valley, and receives assistance from Meals on Wheels. As for me, I was born in 1955, right in the middle of the baby boomer era. This year, I became a member of Medicare, so I'm a baby boomer and I am a senior. The author Tia Walker once said, "To care for those who cared for us is one of the highest honors." Each one of us at Gold Country Community Services feels that very way. What we do for the older members of our community truly is an honor. My name is Keith Overby. I'm currently the president of the board of directors for Gold Country Senior Services. And on behalf of the board, the staff, our volunteers, all of whom are generous volunteers, I should say, I want to thank you for your interest in becoming a volunteer Meals on Wheels driver. We were originally established in 1976, and we were called the Senior Citizens Foundation of Western Nevada County. As time went on, our title changed to Gold Country Community Services. And just recently, we changed our title to the Gold Country Senior Services because we wanted to better reflect the population that we serve. As a volunteer, you can make a huge difference. All it takes is genuine concern, a vehicle, and a driver's license. And notice I said a vehicle. It's a little tough maybe to deliver meals on a motorcycle. If you can spare a few hours one day a week, you would be the kind of person we'd be proud to welcome onto our team. Our drivers deliver much more than food. They bring a sense of connection to the seniors, a friendly hello, and a smile to remind our clients that they are valuable, respected members of our community at every age and stage of their lives. Earlier, I referred to our drivers as heroes. That's because many of them have actually saved lives. Each visit is an opportunity to ensure that the client appears to be safe and is in good health. Numerous times over the years, drivers have discovered a client who is ill, who's neglected, or has suffered an accident that requires medical attention. A phone call to emergency services has saved many a life. We currently deliver tens of thousands of meals to senior residents in Western Nevada County who are not able to prepare meals for themselves, or find it difficult to shop for groceries. Many times they often have inadequate assistance from family or friends. In the past couple of years, requests for our assistance have increased at an alarming rate. With the pandemic, the wildfires, and the power outages, we've gone all out to adapt so we can meet their needs. I can't even begin to describe the amazing job that our small staff and over 100 volunteers do, and you'll see a portion of it later here. Heading our team is our Executive Director of Gold Country Community Services, Janeth Mariletti. She's going to tell you a little bit more about our program and how you can join our team. So once again, on behalf of the Board of Directors, our staff, volunteers, and the senior residents of Western Nevada County, I want to thank you for your interest in becoming a volunteer driver for Meals on Wheels, and we look forward to having you on our team.
Wasn't that a great video?
It was.
Joining me again is Nicole Grimes, who's our finance director, and she's just returned from a conference where she's learned some new and exciting information. Can you share that with us, Nicole?
I'd be happy to. I am so proud that every year we get to attend different educational opportunities to learn about our most important clients, to learn about what's happening in the conversation on aging.
Okay.
So myself, our executive director, and our board president just attended the American Society on Aging conference.
Wow.
It was wonderful. It's a great conference where different free thinkers, different educational, you have all these wonderful people that get together and talk about the conversation on aging. Where are the priorities and where is this conversation going?
Did they talk about national trends for our aging senior population?
Absolutely, and that was some of the most surprising information that we got.
Okay.
So one of the most inspirational things, and what's really going to really drive us to expand our capacity, is that we found out by 2034, the older adult generation that are 65 and older, for the first time in history, are going to outnumber all of the youth under 18.
Wow, that's a pretty amazing statistic.
It's wonderful, and this really shows that the longevity of aging is increasing and the average life expectancy is increasing. So for the first time in history, we have all of this wealth of knowledge from our seniors that we have access to, but we also have to create infrastructure to support them, which is part of the reason why it's so important for us to get a senior center established in Nevada County prior to having all of these seniors needing those resources.
To your point, Nevada County has got currently about 37% of our population are seniors. By 2030, I hear that it'll be more than 50% of our population will be seniors. And because of that, or in spite of that, we are the only county in California that does not have a senior center. So that's an amazing statistic, and it really points to why the senior center is needed now.
Well, can't you understand why people want to come and retire here? Nevada
Sure.
County is a wonderful community has such amazing access to nature, has such closeness to the urban cities of Sacramento, there's amazing art and history and just really wonderful community. So I understand why people want to be here.
Exactly. What else did you learn from the conference you can share with us today?
We learned so much, but I think one of the most important pieces that we kept hearing over and over and over again was not only is the aging population increasing, but we need to not only focus on the challenges and the barriers that come with aging, but we need to celebrate aging. We need to celebrate the fact that people are having these amazing, long-filled lives where they have this wonderful experience. Age expectancy in the United States has gone from in the 60s to early 80s, and that's only going to continue to increase.
Right. So did the conference give us any fundraising tips on how we can make this a reality more quickly?
Absolutely. So one of our biggest goals attending any sort of conference like this is to meet with grant makers and meet with foundations and understand where their priorities are.
Okay.
So we're definitely working on collaborating with the rest of the community. Everybody loves to see collaboration, and all of the nonprofits here have the same goal of best serving our community.
To your point, Nicole, if I could interject just very quickly, the way citizens, individuals, and businesses can contribute to the Senior Center are two ways. One is by being a volunteer, and the other is by making a financial donation. So financial donations you can make online. And you can do that by going to www.goldcountryservices.org/donate. If you want to volunteer, you can call our agency office, which is 530-615-4541. We're looking for kitchen packers, Meals on Wheels drivers. We are looking for firewood chuckers for our senior firewood program. And there'll be a host of volunteer opportunities in the Senior Center once we get up and running. So Nicole, thank you for coming back and adding that valuable information.
Of course. Thanks for having me, Greg.
Thank you. And we're back. And joining me now is Wendy Van Wagner, who's our nutrition director at Gold Country Senior Services. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it is you do for the agency and why this building behind us is important?
Absolutely. So I work with the Meals on Wheels program that is run through Gold Country Senior Services, and myself and a team of 5 kitchen and nutrition staff produce our Meals on Wheels program to all of our clients in Nevada County. We produce currently 150,000 meals a year going out to Nevada County seniors. And we cook 4 out of 5 meals from scratch every week that go out to our clients. And so they are getting a nutritious, well-balanced meal with a special consideration for protein and sodium, as well as essential vitamins.
What are some of those meals, for instance, that your team prepared for the month of March?
Okay, well, I was just having lunch with one of our clients down at the Vets Hall today, and he is a particular fan of our shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie?
Shepherd's pie, and he said that he licked the tray clean. He said it was so delicious, and he said we should serve that at least once a week. So that's reflective of really hearty home-cooked meals that a lot of people remember from their childhood, filling, warming meals. But we also have new meals coming out as well, really to reflect the changing tastes of our senior population.
Sounds good. Now, we're only making fresh meals for distribution, what is it, 2 days a week?
Well, we are distributing 2 days a week, but we're cooking 4 out of the 5 meals a week from scratch. Currently, we're using a frozen meal for that final day.
So when you don't do fresh prepared from scratch, what kind of meals are we distributing to our senior clients?
We contract with a company called Trio, and they produce similar meals. They are well balanced, but they don't have that homemade
So the clients prefer the fresh kitchen prepared meals.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
There's a big difference there.
Now I understand that we also distribute what are called emergency meals.
Oh yeah.
And also a senior grocery bag program.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Thank you for asking about that. So our emergency meals are something that we've done over the past 3 years, since COVID. And it's a box of 5 days worth of shelf-stable meals that we distribute throughout the year so that those can be set aside and ignored until there's an emergency that prevents us from being able to...
Snowstorm,
wildfires,
power shutdowns.
You name it, yeah. So when we just had those snowstorms, we were not able to deliver to clients, we knew that clients had enough backup emergency meals to where they were not going without food. So it's very important that we have those backup plans.
Wendy, I understand that we are going to be relocating our commercial kitchen, which is now in a senior apartment cramped facility, to this building. And I understand it'll happen this summer.
Yes, it will. Yeah, and we're all so excited about that. We are looking forward to more modern equipment, more space, and of course opening the dining room up again.
Okay. Well, you know, Wendy, I want to thank you for coming in and sharing what you do for Gold Country Senior Services, and thank you for what you do for our senior clients.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay,
Glad
good to see you.
Here.
And we're back, and joining me is Craig, who is a Scoutmaster for Troop 24. Welcome, Craig. And Craig has brought with him a whole passel of scouts. Standing right behind Craig is one of the scouts, Adam. Say hi, Adam. Hey. And you know, we're sitting here in front of a future senior center, which will be a distribution facility for Meals on Wheels, a coffee shop, and also a dining hall for seniors and a meeting hall for the community. So we appreciate your bringing your scouts out here today and helping out. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've done here today? And then maybe you could tell us a little bit about the activities for Troop 24 in the community.
We did a lot of prep work to get it ready to be painted and things like that.
Right.
Anything the scouts can handle, clean up, all that kind of stuff.
Thank you for your service
No
and
problem.
for your scouts. How many scouts did you bring?
I brought about 10 today.
Okay.
And we have about 31 in the troop.
Okay.
And we do quite a few activities. We never really stopped during COVID, so we kept doing unique things like bike rides and river trips where we can keep them separate. So we have a pretty active troop for Northern California.
How big is your troop?
We're about 31 right now.
31.
And we just got some young scouts in, so that's always good. Make sure it keeps going.
Do the scouts participate in other community activities like circle, river cleanup, and so
We
on?
probably do more community service than we do camping outings.
Okay.
We spend a lot of hours, everything from the habitat up there to working with the vets and working with a lot of local clubs and organizations.
Wonderful. Well, we appreciate your service in the community. And the other thing is there's an opportunity for youth and scouts to work with and visit with seniors once the senior center opens. And it'll be an intergenerational thing. For instance, the Nevada Union Culinary Program does baking, and they actually bake cookies that are distributed to Meals on Wheels clients. I'm not suggesting that scouts do baking, but there'll be crafts here, and they'll be able to teach seniors, and the seniors can reciprocate and share their life stories with scouts in the community. So thanks for coming in, Craig. We appreciate your service. And Adam, thank you, and the rest of the scouts on Troop 24 out of Nevada City.
Just let us know, we'll help you out.
Thank you so much, Craig.
Have a good one.
Hi, and we're back. We're in the process of putting in a commercial kitchen and in the process of building out a coffee shop. And later this year, we will be opening a meeting room on the right-hand side of the building, which will be used for many different programs. Interaction between members of the community, socialization, exercise program, health and wellness, falls prevention, case management, referrals for veterans benefits and many of our clients, I believe over 85, are veterans, both men and women. And we'll also have the opportunity for intergenerational students to come in and work with seniors on craft projects, technology, PC training, bingo games, Scrabble, all kinds of activities that help not only seniors for nutritional needs, but one of the most important things is the loneliness, the loneliness, the isolation, and the onset of cognitive decline. So by stimulating that with socialization, good nutrition, and exercise, this will be a community hub senior center, and it's going to be a jewel for all of Western Nevada County. We service not only Grass Valley City, but Nevada City. 60% of our clients are in the county. We even have clients in Washington. It's an opportunity to step up center sponsor, and in exchange for that, there is a displaying a placard at your business indicating that you are a sponsor of the senior center, and depending on the level of your sponsorship, the ability to come in and make presentations to our senior community about your business, to actually solicit additional customers for your local business. But we have a little bit of a hill to climb. We are looking for funding for a walk-in refrigerator, a walk-in freezer. We're looking for funding for installation of commercial kitchen equipment. We're looking for contractors and tradespeople to help us with flooring, HVAC, electrical, plumbing. Because the community, it has potholes, it's uneven. It's a hazard for seniors to walk on currently. The city is asking us to do a new curb cut here on Colfax Avenue because it's not safe. And so we have additional funding needs, and you can help us by donating. Part that is funded really from a semi-government agency is the nutrition part, and that would be the Meals on Wheels. And the majority of that comes from funding from a Sacramento agency called Area 4, Agency on Aging, and that funds about 90% of the nutrition part. And so going forward, we would ask that you step up, advocate for the Senior Center, Meals on Wheels, Senior Firewood Program, the Senior Center activities, and yes, Pet Pantry, and advocate for it. And if you want to be a volunteer kitchen packer, or a driver for Meals on Wheels, or a volunteer woodchucker, or a volunteer host or hostess at the Senior Center, you can reach out to us. And that phone number is 530-615-4541. And if you want to donate, the way to do that would be www.goldcountryservices.org/donate. And if you want to send us an email to volunteer, you could do that too by sending your email to volunteer@goldcountryservices.org. We look forward to servicing the senior community and right here in Western Nevada County. Thank you for your time and your attention and listening to our video today.